Welcome again. This is Brother G coming to you again with another video message, video teaching. The afterlife exists. Now, if you go on YouTube, these ideas may seem like they are new, but it's just what you would say a proliferation of ideas that was already in people by certain teaching. Of course, I would say it's the Bible because it's very prolific. It's literally everywhere. It's everywhere. So the idea is out there, what they sort of mean by the afterlife. And I actually believe as time go on, many people will come smack dab with this question. It's a very serious question, very serious question. And I'm wondering if I have the answer to it. I am wondering. But I'm going to look into my own experience and I'm going to look into what is given to us, which is the Bible, or what is forced on us, which is the Bible. And I'm going to look into it and see if I can understand what they mean by the afterlife. What do they mean by the afterlife? We want to get a clear idea, a clear, as they would say, this is not my word, I have learned these words. I want a clear exposition on what afterlife mean. So, what do they mean by the afterlife? So, I go to the dictionary because the dictionary was the first AI. The dictionary was the first chat GPT. The dictionary is a concoction or a collection of words and definition and meanings that people all over the world, the English world, which consists of, even though they are France and they are Asia, those places to some degree, those words have penetrated, or those ideas have penetrated in those places, and vice versa, meaning those cultures, ideas, and concept has been penetrated even into the English world. So the dictionary is the first AI, the first chat GTP, whatever. Anyways, so I consult the dictionary. Boom. We're going to go to the Bible still, So I consult the dictionary and it says, some of the definition it says is the hereafter, which is using the same kind of term as the afterlife. Then it says eternity. Still not clear. Eternity. Eternity could mean like forever, right? That's the regular meaning of eternity. Forever and ever and ever and ever. Just forever. Anyway, heaven. That's kind of ambiguous. The great beyond. This is more of a movie title or a movie scene. The great unknown. These are really not clear, but then I saw these two definitions in the dictionary. The life after death. That's still not clear. What is the afterlife? Life after death. So these are the meaning. These are the first AI concoction or conglomeration of ideas and concept forced into a book, right? Life after death. Then it says another meaning here. It says the latter part of a person's life. And I go, interesting. Now these are becoming more clear. A latter part of a person's life. But again, as the world has advanced in knowledge too, and words and concept and ideas as the word, this part, the latter part of a person's life, is still to some degree ambiguous, because you see some people can die early and get into that. But I think the general sense of this mean it says the latter part of a person's life, it may mean generally as people live. I would think that's what they mean, generally as people live and as they grow in their latter part of their life. So generally, but still, that's not what we, especially the church realm, the church kingdom, when they talk about the afterlife, This is what they truly, truly mean. And I'm just going to say it. This is what they truly mean by the afterlife. As far as I've seen and hear and see it across divisions of churches, and I've listened to them, they mostly, generally, they mean the same thing. Even in, I think it's in the Asian concept of incarnation. They say you come back into a bird or you come back into some other life species. I don't know about that one, but okay, I'll leave that one. This is the one that I grew up in. Usually, this is what they mean: physical death and physical resurrection. This is the general consensus. This is the general belief that you're gonna die. When you actually physically died, you go to the morgue, or and you're put into the box of death, and you are placed underneath the ground, which we say are 6'6", which is so much strange with COVID, right? You had to stand 6 feet in distance. Why the 6 feet? I I don't know. So this is the general consensus or the general belief of literally all churches. There might be a few distinction. So what they really mean is your physical death. When you die, you physically die. You see, I'm going to try to emphasize this. This is what they really mean. And they are looking for a physical resurrection, when people going to be coming out of the physical grave. That's what the general consensus mean about life after death or the afterlife. This is general. But is it so? According to reality. According to reality. According to what is real. Is it so? So before I get into this topic, this exposition of this topic, can the corpse raise to life? I get into what is the afterlife and get into this. I have seen something very, very strange. I have seen it. I have experienced things that are even up to this point very strange, not clear understanding. And I perceive in myself or in my own consciousness that the only person truly can bring back somebody to life, it must be God. And when I'm talking about God, I would mean the creator, the initial creator, the one who made the trees, the stars, the moon, the sun, and human being, animals, stuff like that. That's the initial creator. Then after that, he uses man as the vessel to create other things. So may I talk about the first creator. The Greek would call it the Alpha and the Omega. I think that's Greek. Yeah, I kind of understand what's going on here now. So I see some strange things. And my consciousness would tell me, say, it's only one power could make these things alive when they were dead. Anyways, and Jesus answering said unto them, the children of this world married and given into marriage, but they which shall be accounted worthy to obtain that world and the resurrection from the dead, neither married nor are given into marriage, neither can they die any more, for they are equal unto the angels, and are the children of God, being the children of the resurrection. Hold up. This is the afterlife. Now, let's break down some ideas right here. So before we go into the context of what they were saying, and then kind of try to, may I use word kind of, trying to kind of illuminate. I'm not the Illuminati. To illuminate and bring light to this thing. Let's see if we can do it with our simple understanding and see if we can break down these walls of stronghold. Them powerful, you know. Them are like Goliath. Remember they said use one little beanie stone and just knock them in the head. But anyways, let's keep going. So what we have read so far, and we're not go back in the context of what this is. What we can see about the two world, according to Jesus, what is written, what is given to us, there is some distinction between that new world and the old world, right? Remember now we are comparing this with the consensus idea of the afterlife, meaning live physical death, go underneath the grave, and physical resurrection. And that's what we comparing with. That's the general thesis or the general idea from churches. Maybe a few distinction. So from what we have read from the Bible now, it will give us two distinctive words. In the regular world, let's use it as that. We're not even use no context yet. Then we're gonna get into the context and then see what they're really talking about. If you believe. If you don't believe, so it go. So in the distinction between these two worlds is, in the previous world, you're married and you're given into marriage, right? Whatever that could mean, let's just take it basically what it means. It means you're married to man and woman. Just basically, that's what we are taking. You're just a married to man and woman, right? And then no married. Whoa. So when you get to the other place, there is no marriage or given into marriage. That means say you're not married in the other place. So first in the real world, you're given into marriage, and enough for them old days, you're given into marriage. We not really given into marriage right today, right? So that's the distinction already we're finding with these two things. It also says you're gonna be like we're gonna be like angels. So first you was not an angel in the old world, but now you're gonna be like angels in the new world. Blood not. What that really mean? Anyways, and then in the old world you died, but now in the new world you don't die. So here's some of the remarkable three, I think, distinction. Three. Three. Why three? Okay. Here is three things, three distinction we find so far without context. Just we are basically do the thing. The old world consists of being married. The old world consists of not being like angel. The old world consists of you're dead, you die. No, that have to be clarified. That's three things in the old world. Now the three things in the new world is you're not giving into married. Oh my God, I love my wife. I love my wife, but I'm not giving into marriage in the new world. Oh my, I'm so sad already. I am. I are sad. And then in the new world, you can't die. And then in the new world, you're like angels. What the? What? Oh, these guys are blowing my mind. Where they get this from? Somebody said God. Okay. All right. So right now there's no context may I use. Everybody could use anything, and I agree. You could use anything you want. You could mix it up. You could do anything you want and flip it and flop it and anything. But what if we go back in the context of the thing and really see what the man them are talk about, what them left for us, what they write or what they did or what their belief was and how the thing manifests itself. I know say there's some confusion in the text sometimes too, but does God can you capture God in a book, in a simple book? Can you? You can't even capture a regular man in a book. You have to just capture certain ideas or a certain concept of his life. But let's get into the context of what I'm talking about. Then came certain Sadducees, certain of the Sadducees, them right like, which deny that there is any resurrection. And they ask, so you the fraud them, I go call him master now, but they don't really think he's a master. But, anyway, saying, masters. So the Sadducees, they don't believe in the resurrection anyways. So, but still don't know what it means. So them not believe in it. So them ask him, master, Moses wrote unto us, if any man brother die having a wife. So now they don't believe, so they might ask a question now. If any man brother die having a wife, and he died without children, that his brother should take his wife and raise up seed unto his brother. Then the Sadducees go on to say, there were therefore 7 brethren. The number 7. 3, the number 7. Interesting. Then there were therefore 7 brethren, and the first took a wife and died without children. Last of all, the woman died also. So let's recap. So the Sadducees, they don't believe in the resurrection. So them are fake and a fiend and I call Jesus masters when he was really not their master. Anyways, and they brought this kind of, what they would say, make it say a theoretical question to Jesus and say, a man have a wife and he also have 6 other brothers with him. And him have 6 other brother with him, right? Make 7. And the whole of them are go have this woman as wife because the first initial brother died, weirdly enough, and never have no children. And he died and him have no children. So him other 6 brother came and raised up. No, they try with his wife, but they too didn't raise up any children of his initial brother. So one of the question be, so what happened to their children and what happened to their Oh, okay, so the first brother is the only one that is of priority to bring up children to the first brother. Oh, okay, all right. Let's see their last question now based on their theory. No, let's go. Is the Sadducees' question because they don't believe in the resurrection. Whose wife of them is she? In other words, who in the resurrection, which one of these 7 brothers is gonna have her for wife? For 7 had her to be wife. So that means that all 7 brother married to this particular wife. She's strong. Because she died last. But they died first. Boy, this is confusing. So they said, therefore in the resurrection, if you believe in the resurrection, so whose wife? This is going to be contentious because they all had her for wife. This is so confusing now. So which one of them is going to be her husband? So their whole theory is hinged on if there's going to be a resurrection, whose wife this is going to be? Whose wife is this? Am I missing something here? Because all of this is hinged on the idea of marriage with a man and a woman and children. All of this is hinged on this. But if we look carnally, this thing is mad confusing because their question is based in reality as we see it. But I perceive that the answer is not also based in reality, but with understanding. Okay, wait, Brother G. Wait, Brother G, with the eloquence and the teaching, as they would say in the popular YouTube world, 1 second later. Wait. All of this is confusing. Just break it down and talk in your regular voice and stop watching them and try to talk like them and be eloquent. Basically, all that I've just said, it boils down to this concept, is being conscious of the world. That's basically what I'm talking about. And I'm going to talk about marriage and giving to marriage. I don't know nothing about that. Because the same lady me married when me did young are the same lady me I got married until me dead out of this world. My spirit now go divorce my wife or not going to be married to another one. Listen, Basically, if me ever have no understanding, this is just basically talking about generation. The longer your generation is alive, according to what life is and how to maintain your generation. That's why it talk about married woman and children and talk. It's talking about generation. That's basically what it's talking about. And when you are born again, it's not talking about physical going underneath the grave and physical resurrection out of the grave. Can't be. Because reality teaches that the older you get, the more deficient you get in bones, skin, even in memory. And so how is it possible, or it makes sense, that when you're dead or an old person, let's use the theory of you live to your old and you're dead, both your body deteriorate, both your everything deteriorate, even the mind or your concept, it's not as when you was young. All of these are passing away and dead. Let's use that theory. We know so there are different variants of how people dead, right? So how is that dead body I go raise again and live over again? That don't make no sense. It's not physical death that I talk about. You don't have to wait until you're dead to understand this. This is talking about generation and the spirit of your generation and how long your generation can last upon the earth. If you have a strong spirit, the strong spirit that's in the generation after you wake up and you start to understand. Even the evil people, them are live a very long, their generation. So that's basically what all of this I talk about. In a John, when it talk about being born again, it's just being coming of conscience or coming of age and of understanding as the world exists around you. But done with the eloquence. You can't dead. Reality shows you it's your spirit and your teaching, spirit and truth, whatever, your teaching that will last and keep your generation for come to eternity. The stronger your understanding is, the devil I work out this to with fiend generation, but them still dead to some degree. But it just basically, I say, when you rise from the dead, meaning you rise from ignorance. And that's basically what I must say. You rise from ignorance and you start understanding the kingdom of God or the kingdom of what is there, and you start understanding. That's basically done with, Brother G, done with the eloquence. This is what it means. It means, say, rise to consciousness. One time you did dead. One time them did have you in slavery. You have to rise to consciousness and understanding the world that around you and teach your children how to do that and persist in the life hereafter. That means your spirit will live on. Now, if you ask me if your spirit will live on, I'm saying a lot in this. If your spirit will live on, I don't know if me I gonna be conscious, my spirit I gonna be conscious when it comes back again and say, oh, I was here before. Don't know. But I could see myself in my son. I could see myself in my children already. My wife could see herself in her children. That's basically what they're saying. Now, of course, the children of Cain actually know this. That's why they try to garner as much money they can for preserve their generation. And they try to preserve their generation through lies too. So the righteous have to know how to preserve their generation through right living. And that's basically the out. I'm just outing it. At that, me out. This is what they mean by the resurrection. Peace and love and understanding.